You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Big Brother After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Big Brother After Show.
All right, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. Bing is for doing, and we are doing Big Brother in a big way today.
Yes.
I'm your host, Ryan Allen Carrillo. You can find me on Facebook or on Twitter, Ryan A. Carrillo. I always want to say .com afterwards, but Ryan A. Carrillo. I'm joined by my two lovely co-hosts who are, in addition to being lovely, are also famous on Big Brother.
Oh.
So why don't you ladies introduce yourself and tell everyone how everyone can find you.
Hey guys, hey, I'm Rachel from Big Brother 12 and 13.
Did you say Rachel?
I did because it sounds fun.
All right, love.
Rachel E. Reilly on Twitter. Rachel Reilly, that's my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm Porsche Briggs. I was runner-up to Rachel in season 13, or Rachel. And you can find me at Twitter at Porsche L. Briggs.
What did you say earlier? You said second place is the...
So, I'm the first loser.
Oh, that's not true.
Bless you.
No,
You're
I
a
know.
winner.
I am.
In my book.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, there is a lot going on, obviously, with Big Brother. We're so excited to be covering Big Brother.
Oh, my God.
You know, it's the first time AFTERBUZZ is covering it. It's a funny story anyway. So yesterday, Rachel was our co-host for Dallas. Dallas, the new show incarnation on TNT. She's a huge fan, so she came in and, you know, we talked to the producers and said, let's do a Big Brother. And here we are the next day.
Well, and the fans were tweeting all day yesterday when I was like, hey, I'm going on AFTERBUZZ. They're like, there needs to be a Big Brother AFTERBUZZ. So I was like, I will do what my fans say.
Well, there we
You tell me to do it, I will do it.
You are loyal to your fans.
I am.
There we go.
Thank you.
Round of applause.
Thank you, thank you.
Speaking of fans, we know that a lot of you are trying to call in, and we're going to take you towards the end of the show. If you want to know the number, it's 424-256-1729. And we do have a special caller calling in a little bit later. It's Kara. Is it Kara or Kara?
Kara.
Kara from this season, which is going to be exciting to
Yes.
find out. So just talking about this season in general, we kind of need to recap a little bit because we're sort of, you know, jumping right into this. But, you know, so there's a little bit of twist this year with the coaches coming on.
I feel like there's a twist every week.
Right.
It's insane. It's like, well, first they bring, you know, like you said, the coaches into the season. And then they bring this like button, a magic button to the coaches can press to bring them back into the game.
Right.
And I mean, in between that, I think there was, 2 other twists? It's insane.
In between people like headbutting each other and getting evicted.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. The first twist on the first
The
night,
teams.
I still can't believe that. Yeah. Teams and Jody getting evicted the very first day.
Right, that was a big twist there too.
Big
the funny
twist.
thing about the coaches, you know, so it's Boogie, Brittany, Janelle, and Dan, all of which are big players on Big Brother.
Yeah.
Or, well, you
Are
give me a
they?
little bit of a look. Are
Well,
they big players?
are they?
Well, let's just
This
say.
is the
3
thing.
out of 4?
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
That counts.
They're memorable players.
Right.
I think Brittany is definitely a memorable player. I wouldn't say I wouldn't have picked her for a coach, but she's a memorable player. She's someone that if you say Big Brother 12, they definitely remember her.
Do you have any history particular with these coaches in general?
I have a lot of history with Brittany. But I'm her friend now. We like each other a lot now.
So was there any rivalry with you two? Because, you know, as you finished runner-up to her
Mm-hmm.
on season 13. And so did you guys always get along or like?
Well, this is Porsche and I. Okay, so we loved each other in the beginning. We were like best friends. And then everyone was like, you can't be best friends with Porsche. And they all got jealous. So then Porsche was like, okay, well, let's do like a secret plan. And she became best friends with Danielle and Kalia. And I was still best friends with all the vets. And then in the end of the summer, we kind of didn't really like each other in the middle. But then in the end, we were besties again.
So you were season 12, you won season 13, and you also won Brennan.
Yes, I won Brennan.
She won her fiance. Her fiance is gorgeous. P.S.
Thank you.
And then you
Friends
also
with Rachel.
Yeah.
exactly
Rachel and Brennan.
Brenchel. That's your new name. Also, you also did Amazing Race.
Yes.
20.
20.
So, and you know, how did that go?
I mean, it was awesome. Yeah.
Well,
but not as awesome
I
as
think
Big
I think
Brother.
you're more friends with I think you're more friends with people from Big Brother than Amazing Race.
Yeah, I feel like on Big Brother, you can like hate someone, like Reagan and I got in epic fights, and Danielle and I from last season got in epic fights, and you still can become their friends at the end of the season.
Right.
And I mean, like, honestly, I think it's kind of one of those things where you're living in the house for 72 days. You don't have a pen, you don't have a paper, you don't have anything, like no internet. People are like, oh, but you have something to like, you know, entertain yourselves. No, it's just talking.
Right.
Or you can make like cards out of tea bags.
That's true. We did that. That was
that always
And nail polish.
That sounds like a good time. You see,
Portia and I were the only fun ones.
Portia can make
Resourceful.
You can make a good time anywhere.
That's
so,
she can.
so going back to the coaches a little bit. So the coaches, you know, the twist was the beginning of this week was they had the option to go back into the game.
Right.
And all of them except for Boogie pushed the button to head back into the game.
Yeah.
So do you think that was a smart move, or what would you have done if you had been brought back?
Absolutely not. I would have never pushed the button, and I would have been mad at whatever coach did push the button, because this is the thing. You get to go and play for 500,000, but you have such better odds at winning 100,000
Right.
than you do at 500,000.
Right.
And on top of it, I mean, this is my opinion with the coaches. Like, you know, they're here to be coaches. That's what the whole twist was, and they're coaching these players. So I feel like it's kind of, you know, the players are trusting them. They're kind of telling them their secrets. They're building bonds with people. They're breaking bonds with other people.
Yeah, but the coaches are doing that too. I mean, they're giving them their inside secrets and stuff
That's
as
true.
well. And, you know, a player like Janelle, if you have the chance to go back and you've won as many competitions, you know.
Right. That's a good point.
And
That-
she's
that
already
actu-
killing it in the coaches' competitions. So,
That
you know, the
is
fact
true.
that she can go and play against all the rest of these people.
Right.
I mean, she knows that she could beat them, like, in a foot race any
But
day.
it's
But
funny. That's a good point, because that actually was brought up today, and this you can see both sides of it, just like you
Right.
two. Because you know, Boogie was like he didn't want to be in the game. He wanted to, you know, be a coach, and also just think mentally too. You guys both know you've been on it, but like if you go
my
in there,
God.
going there as a coach, knowing you're not going to compete, and all of a sudden it's a total twist, and you're like, I'm in the game now. I'm all these people that are with me. I have to basically start over and scramble who my alliance is going to be. I mean, there's definitely could be some
but
issues with that.
it's not like they were just getting thrown in the house and they weren't like living there with these people. I mean, everyone had little side deals
Yeah,
and
they
stuff
weren't
already.
kidnapped.
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
Exactly.
That would have been more interesting. Big Brother
Yeah.
twist.
But then the opposite side was, like you said, what Janelle was like, you know, she was there. She's like, oh, I want to get in and compete. And
Yeah.
we'll
That's
ta-
what
we'll
she
talk about
said,
what happened
yeah.
with her later. So then, you know, they show the HOH challenge, which was on a ship, which I thought was hysterical. It was a total pirate ship. It was walk the plank. So basically all the Big Brother cast, they were on a small plank holding on to the
Yeah,
ship.
it looked really familiar
It
to our
looks-
ski
yeah.
competition
Right?
last season.
Right.
It was a mixture
like,
between the
huh.
ski competition and the surfboards from from season 12.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
it's season 14. I mean, there's so many things that they have to like sort of recycle a little bit.
Right.
But I thought it was funny the seagulls, like the fake poop going
Yeah,
on there.
that was
was pretty
awesome.
ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. But you know, that was a really hard challenge. I mean, they were
was
there.
hard.
So, they were
It was-
almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
some people
it was
were on
the
there.
longest endurance challenge since I think season 10 or something.
Right.
Like ridiculous. Like the endurance challenges did not last long last year, and the year before they didn't last long either, because people just didn't care. At least it's good to see that people are playing the game.
Right. What's funny is you watch
Sort of.
like games like Survivor
Yeah.
2. Any challenge that has to do with like holding and strength, I feel like the girls are a better advantage, right?
I
Don't you
think it depends. It's all in your mind, because I know.
Yeah, we can relax better.
Yeah.
You know, guys have like all these big bulky muscles in their back, and you know we don't. So.
Right. Well, maybe
Yeah.
we
A
can.
little more
We'll do a
relaxed.
challenge in here one time. Like we'll see
do it.
who hits the mic first. But so, anyways, with the challenge, which I thought was interesting too, is that the strategizing just never stops. Like
Never.
you know, the second Boogie, he was the first one off. He's like, I'm out of here. He sat down, and while he's on the bench, he's strategizing with Dan. And then you know, Danielle is up on the plank still, and they're still talking about, oh, I promised not to vote you off. Like, how often do those sort of? Is it constant every time something changes? You're always trying to think of a smart move, or how does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. It's like every week you have to think. I mean, not even every week, every minute that you're there, you have to think of something new. And you have to make these side alliances within your real alliance. And you have to constantly be going after, staying in the house.
checking them, making sure that you know you guys are still aligned. Or
Is it basically sort of like having a backup plan? You're like, okay, if these people
Yes.
screw me over, I have to still be nice. It's
Yes.
a very, very sensitive game
Yeah.
to like try to like, you know, be friends with everyone and also like not have a huge target on your back.
Right.
and sleep next to them too. Yeah.
Right. One thing I thought that was
Not wanna
interesting
kill
too, killing wouldn't be good, is Dan, you know, the second he got off, he started spilling a little tea, which I like to call tea. He went and said that they were
have
going to
some
vote
tea.
off, have some tea. They were going to vote off Frank.
Right.
Which I was like, I'm not sure if you should be saying that, because Boogie has a huge mouth, a huge temper, and you tell him something like that, it's gonna come back at you. So What did you think about that? Did you think that was a smart move?
I think Dan is a really good player, and I think what Dan's doing is he's kind of feeling everyone out. I don't think he should have told Boogie that ever. You don't tell Boogie anything, and especially
when it doesn't go through.
Right. Well, Boogie, him and Frank he's his new Dr. Will. So Boogie's gonna do anything to keep this guy in the house. And with Dan, I think Dan is very smart. He'll throw competitions when he needs to. He knows he doesn't need to win because he has a great social game.
Right.
So it's kind of like Boogie and Dan are really smart players. So, hey, Dan could have been just testing him. You know what I mean?
Right. Another thing that I thought that was interesting during the whole setup too is, so they're no longer coaches. They are now a part of the game. This was the first challenge. They literally just found out. They're, on the plank 3 hours later. And Dan was still coaching Danielle as if, she was like, under his tutelage still, which I thought that was interesting. What did you guys think of that? He was completely involved. He was supporting her. What did you...
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say it's very reminiscent of his season.
Right.
So it's, very Coach Dan, and that's how he is in the Big Brother games. So
that's how he played in season 10.
Yeah.
Even with people that he backstabbed this next second. So I think Dan is very smart in that way, because if he thought Danielle could win, obviously he's going to coach her and he's going to try to be like, yeah, Danielle, At that point, he knew she had a great chance.
Right. The thing about Danielle, too, that I thought is interesting is that she kind of goes whichever way
the
wind's blowing. And so, he definitely knows he can have her wrapped around his finger in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Danielle is wrapped. She will listen to anything that Dan says. I mean, I really think she's obsessed with him.
Well, let's just say this, so Danielle ended up winning.
Yeah.
She ended up winning head of household. And, in addition to winning and, collapsing in the little water pool, who jumped on top and started kissing her?
Oh, my God.
Shane. I mean, can we just talk about Shane real quick?
Oh, my God.
He's pretty sexy, right?
What? I mean, he's good looking. It's not like he's not good looking. But for me, I'm not, I couldn't showmance him.
Portia, what about you? Would he be a showmance for you?
Oh man, Keith was the showmans for me, and I had slim pickings my season. I would have been happy with Shane. Are you
Portia
kidding?
went in with a bunch of married people.
I know. I'm like, I was screwed. Yeah, I could use some hot blood.
Do we think Shane and Danielle could be the next Brenchel?
No, because he doesn't like her. They don't have a real showmance. That's the problem. He's totally using her,
but good for him.
Yeah, good for him. But this is the funny
and good
thing.
for her.
I think.
She's probably excited.
Oh, she's like, oh my God, this is her dream come true.
Well, listen, she won to have a household, which is fantastic, and she gets a great smooch, and all is good.
Yeah, I mean, good for her. She's on a power trip, but.
So if you were with all the coaches. Sorry, if you were with all the coaches out of the 4, which 4 do you like the most, or which one would you, if you had to be a contestant and you had to pick a coach, which coach would it be and why?
Janelle, hands down.
Hands down.
It's like
didn't even need to answer that one.
No, Janelle. This is the thing. Janelle has, she has the competition, she has the loyalty, which is huge in Big Brother, because Boogie's gonna throw you under the bus as soon as he can.
Yeah.
And Janelle is gonna
Janelle's gonna work with you. Yeah. She's a team player. Up until the very end, when her own team,
backdoored her.
Yeah,
this is the thing.
She was in it for the team and in it for everybody, and I would have loved to play with her.
Me too.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance.
I would have died to play with Janelle. I think with Janelle,
so you have a Janelle crush.
I have a super girl crush on Janelle.
Super crush. I think that helped me my season.
Yeah, it did. She's like, I'm friends with Janelle. I was like, oh my God, I love you. So
that worked.
This is the thing about Janelle. It's it's not anyone's good gameplay. Everyone's like, oh, it's great gameplay. Get out a good player. No, you keep a good player in the house because that keeps a target off your back. And she's going to work with you and actually win competitions. This is the thing they don't think about. Working with Boogie, he's never going to win. Working with Dan, he doesn't need to win. So they're working with players that don't ever need to win. Shane and Danielle have their 6 alliance. They're going to be the only 2 carrying this alliance. Now we're seeing Frank kind of bringing it, and he won HOH last week. So I think Frank is going to do, whatever he can to kind of contribute to the team. But you have players like Dan and Boogie who don't need to contribute. So Janelle is a great asset for any alliance.
I know we didn't mention Brittany, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
no need to mention
Brittany
her
might win a mental here and there, a mental challenge, but
that she's insane.
She's
right?
insane.
No,
is that what you're saying?
That's
exactly what we're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The funny thing I was thinking too is was I going to say? I'm losing my mind here. You're distracting me.
Come on, you wrote more notes than I did.
I know. I have all my notes. I don't even know what.
It was highlighted and everything. I'm sure. Let's see.
Oh, is the strategy of getting rid of the coaches versus keeping them? Because sometimes people compare this to Survivor. It's also a very popular show. But like when a coach or veteran comes back, they have a big target on their back, and generally you'd instantly think maybe I should get rid of this person.
Oh, 100%.
As opposed to keeping them because they've been here, they've been through this experience. Some of these people have been. This is their 4th time doing it.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the cast. I mean, really, it's like they're kind of dweebs. Like it's
right.
Really,
you're
the coaches are the only ones that are going to be able to win the game. With the exception of the Frank and Boogie alliance.
Especially when they have some of the fans come on the show because they look at these people like I've met some of your crazy fans and both of yours and they are like in awe. They're so excited to meet you. I mean, they look at you like you're Madonna, but they look at you like they're just excited to be in your company, and you have that different. So the coaches have a huge advantage, I think.
I think they have an advantage with players like Shelly and Adam last year who came into the game. Adam loved Dick. He would have never voted Dick out, but he also wanted to vote Dick out.
He loved Dick. That sounded nice. Evil Dick.
Evil
Dick.
I'm pretty sure Adam said it himself like that once. But yeah, or Ian, for example, being a dog, he's in it for the experience. You're being slopped like the whole time,
Speaking of Ian, how cute is the Ian Ashley what is it? What can we call them? Ian.
Dweeb match?
No, I mean, they're like totally dweeb. But I'm trying to think of like a way to make their names
Beauty
go.
and the Geek?
Beauty and the Geek.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's cute.
Well, she likes, I remember on the first episode she said she likes guys with glasses and he has glasses.
Yes.
And he's charming. He's
how cute are they?
He's really endearing for sure, don't you think?
Oh my God, so endearing. I love Ian. Like, he's such a cutie pie. He's young and naive, but he's also has this thing with him that is like, you want to be his friend. You know what I mean?
We're definitely going to be friends with him when he gets off.
Yes. Oh my God.
We're definitely going to be friends with him.
Yeah, I'm going to call him up.
All these players need, from my opinion, is they just need a little bit of support. And here at AfterBuzz, we need some support too. I love online shopping, and I do all my shopping at Amazon.com. But whenever I do it through the AfterBuzz website. Go to www.afterbuzztv.com and go ahead and click the banner at the top. It'll take you to Amazon. And whatever little purchase you do, it doesn't cost anything extra. We get a little kickback and help support and do all the things that we do here, and keeps the great programming we have for AfterBuzz TV.
And you can do it on your Kindle and when you buy games.
Exactly.
I learned that last night.
Do they sell Big Brother on Amazon like DVDs?
They don't.
They don't?
I don't think so. Maybe they sell DVDs.
They sell Amazing Race DVDs.
They do? Oh, well, perfect.
So you get season 20.
You can watch me cry.
You can
all
get Expedition
season.
Impossible.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, you can watch me cry too.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so it's first, second, third. We're like, what's it called?
We're reality royalty.
We're the Olympics.
Yes,
we're the Olympics. I'm the bronze. You're the damn. You're the gold. Depressing. All right, moving on to our next topic. We're going to talk a little bit about the block. And Will and Frank get nominated, and Frank gets nominated for the 3rd time.
That's crazy. I mean, they're nominating him every week, and they want him to go, which doesn't make any sense because he never gets evicted. That's like me.
So why do you think he has such a big target on his bench? See, the only time he hasn't been nominated is when he won Head Out. Right.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, we made a little joke earlier.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's gonna, rip your speech for sure when he
does.
wins the $500,000 because I mean the guy is just like obviously he has a lucky charm or something.
He kind of has the Hayden hair too, so maybe it's the hair that's a target.
It's so weird though because he's been nominated 3 times and he's been he's escaped eviction every time, and then on top of it, he has one HOH. So he's a good player. Like,
so
obviously.
With him and Boogie, they're obviously great scramblers.
Oh my God, they're the best scramblers. And they already have a plan to backdoor Danielle and Shane. So they already are going to think about getting rid of Danielle and Shane this week, which is genius because Frank just won. And he's going to already turn on his Silent Six Alliance, which I love.
Right. That was great too. And, one thing that was...
forward to the end of the show.
Yeah, we're just moving on.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
My bad.
We're going in
Spoiler alert.
We're going in order here. The funny thing about Will too is that while he was on the plank leaning, in bird poop, Danielle said, "I promise I'm not going to put you in the block," and
then lied.
Hello, she
It's
did
Big
it
Brother.
anyways.
I know.
So it's like but she promised him, and she put on a great performance and cried. Which she might be sincere. She seems like a small town girl, but who knows?
Really?
Do you watch the live
She started the game off
No.
lying.
Yeah,
she
started the game off.
I just think good
kindergarten
intentions,
teacher,
but go
right?
ahead and tell us what happened in the beginning.
So says the student.
She said she's a kindergarten teacher.
That's
and
like an easy lie, though.
Well, but still, it's a lie. And then she's really a nurse. And then she I watch the live feeds. I have a problem. I admit it. I'm addicted to Big Brother.
You really are addicted.
I really am. I'm going to Big Brother Anonymous. Big Brother Hacks.
That works.
No, just so you know, at home, she not only watches the show, watches all the live feeds. She watches the UK.
I do watch
and
UK.
she is
And
like
sometimes Australia.
And sometimes Australia.
Yeah,
I really have a problem.
She does have a problem, but is it also hard to watch because you guys were both on, last season to watch and be like, oh, I want to go back, or is it a relief to watch someone else and sort of live because this is living through it the other way?
I mean, I kind of wish I were on either this season or that Janelle was on me last season. I mean, it's just not fair watching my friend on there, and and I do watch the live feeds too. Obviously, I want to know what's going on behind the scenes and the whole backdooring, and it's just it's ridiculous, and I'm upset to see it happen.
Were you guys fans of the show before?
I was. Yeah.
You were.
I was. Yeah.
Both of you? Okay. So going back to the block, Dan also has some concerns about nominating any of the coaches to go home in the beginning because he was like, that's going to put a target on our back and then we're all going to go one after the other.
Yeah, and then he forgot he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Boogie opened his mouth.
Which,
I don't think he forgot he said that, but
how quickly
it's
it
true.
changes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's true though. It's like, and at this point, I mean, they're going to think like these new people now, they're going to think like, oh, we got rid of Janelle, so we have the power. We can definitely get rid of Dan and definitely get rid of Boogie and definitely get rid of Brittany. It's going to happen. And now that they got rid of, Janelle and it actually happened, they're going to try to go after the other coaches.
Right. They all have big targets on their back. So
Right. And
I
they
agree with them.
all the new people think that they're geniuses.
Exactly. You should call in to the Big Brother house and just start reading people.
Oh man, it would be the
wish I
best.
could.
You love
like
a
tap
good
into the
read.
fortune teller and be like,
Yeah.
So then we go into the veto competition, which was a baseball theme.
Yes.
And, they want Frank gone, so they want to make sure that he doesn't win. And one thing about all these challenges is that they're always done so well. Like, it looks so, like, fun and campy and
really?
ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Double Dare for
Yeah.
adults.
So what did you guys think of that competition? How would you guys fare?
I loved it. I love the punishment and prizes competitions because it's kind of like you want to get picked for veto because if you win the veto, great, you have power. But if you don't, you win a trip to Maui or you win $5 grand.
Which let's go over the trips. The trips for this one was $5 grand, a trip to Maui, a veto ticket, and then the other two was a spirit tard, which is that PC?
Yeah. Good point.
That sounds inappropriate for all those spirit tards
really
out there.
funny.
And then A Dog's Life was the other one, where basically you have to be a dog,
Yeah.
and this is for 24-hour punishment. And
Best punishment ever.
Right, I mean-
Oh my God.
so it's a little ridiculous, but
Yeah.
the frustrating part about this game, if you're a player, is that it's completely luck. It's sort of hard
So
to
luck.
like. What were you gonna like? He just happens to hit a 20, you hit a 5. I mean, it's kind of just it is.
I mean,
what
it's like
it is.
skee ball though. You can kind of control it.
Well,
you kind of
Maybe you're just really good.
Yeah.
We're not very good.
No.
Well, this is the thing. I'm not good, but Portia is really good with those kind of games. She like the snake last year. You like worked it. I mean,
Yeah.
So I
Carnival
think,
games.
Yeah, carnival games. Portia's like a champ. I am horrible at carnival games. So for
I'm not good
me,
either.
I hate them. But I remember in season 12, it was kind of similar. We had this like big skee ball thing that we had to shoot, and there's strategy to the game without playing the game. The strategy is if you're going for the veto, obviously stay in as long as you can. So you want to get in the middle. You want to try to score middle. But if you're, if you're wanting to get a good prize, then get out. Be one of the first people to get out.
Right, and what was interesting about this too is, Ian, so he could have snaked the Maui prize, and he ended up not taking it at all. And he took the dog's life. And how endearing is that of him? He said, listen, I already won $3 grand. I don't need to be greedy. And it kind of was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. They said he was trying to do like the Enzo thing or something like that. But
would you guys have taken a
Well,
trip to Maui? Come on now.
of course.
Hello.
100%.
We'd be in Maui right now.
This is the thing. I think with Ian's strategy is he wants to take all these punishments, and he said it on Big Brother. He said it in other episodes that he wants to take all these punishments because he wants to make sure that he, is looking at by the other players is not a strong player. He
Right.
wants to be the one that gets
who's like more of a fan and who's just
Right.
excited to be there.
because that takes
Which
the
I'm a
target off
fan
of his
too.
back.
I'd be excited to be there too, but my butt is
I
going
mean, eating
to Maui.
oatmeal
Let me
for
tell
3 weeks,
you,
I
me
wouldn't do
too.
either way.
And this is the thing with Big Brother too. People forget when they're playing the game, it's, you have a target on your back 1 week, but then it's like the next time, nobody cares.
Right. It kind of just goes away.
Yeah, it totally goes away.
The difference about this is you guys are all living together and you guys have to hang out. And like you said, there's no television, there's nothing else to do except to talk to each other. So you're just like, you might have like a fun conversation with someone for 10 seconds. You're like, oh, I like them now.
Yeah.
Like it literally switches that quick.
It does.
Right?
It's 100% switches.
Yeah.
So going with that, so Danielle wins Power of Veto, so she's the head of household and Power of Veto. I mean, so she's like in a good spot, right?
Yeah, she has so much power, and I think she let it go to her head.
You think?
I know so.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's pulling a Brittany.
Yeah, I mean,
taking all the strong men to the end with her. That'll do really, really well.
What are they thinking? Brittany and Danielle are in this alliance now with these 6 guys. Boogie, one of the most manipulative guys in Big Brother history.
Well, and Dan.
And Dan. Well, Dan is one of the best players because he's great at just playing a social game. So you're taking a master manipulator, a social gamer. You're taking Shane, who, you might have a showmance with, but he wants to win $500,000.
Shane and Frank for the muscle, and you have Boogie and Dan for the brain.
Well, the funny thing about Dan is Dan's a great speaker. Like, whenever there's some sort of drama, he instantly can pull it together, and he just says the right thing. I'm like, wow, I wish I would have said something like that. You know what I mean? He says exactly what you're thinking. He's great. So right after she wins, Boogie grabs Danielle, his desperation, and basically says, we need to get rid of Janelle, one of the coaches.
Yes. He is smart. I mean, I give him props as being a good game player because that's a great move for him. For his game, getting rid of Janelle, perfect. Because
that's his only goal in the Big Brother house. Like, let's be honest.
Right.
He just wanted to get her out.
He did want to get her out.
I mean, this was obviously his agenda, but, he gave a good case. And, then Dan came into the room, too, and he also was agreeing. And, just a few minutes earlier, he was saying that he didn't think they should send a coach home. But the thing that sort of changed his mind is Janelle walked into the room. Janelle sat down, and they said, well, listen, let's all the coaches align, but I'm not losing Frank this time. I'm not doing it. You lose one of your players, and she basically sat completely silent. She didn't say a word. And then, I think Dan was the one who said, wow, I've never heard her in my life not say anything. She's obviously lying or not willing to
no, because
help out.
What is she going to say to that? Obviously, if you're going to pick between Frank and Will, you're going to get rid of Frank. He's a much stronger competitor, socially, physically, obviously. I mean, there's nothing really she should have had to say. It should have been clear. If they were playing for the coaches, then you would have kept the weaker player, which is Will.
Right.
But don't you think, though, that, she went into that room because she had to have a feeling that, hey, I'm going in this room because they're trying to spin this towards me. You know the energy of the house,
You know when
right?
people are talking about you. You know when they're upstairs whispering.
Exactly.
So I think if it was me, I would have been like, okay, I'm going to have to sacrifice one of my guys. Otherwise, my butt's going home.
Yeah. And Janelle's so honest. She can't lie.
Yeah, she was a team player.
She's a team player, and she's not going to throw someone under the bus because, she'll get ahead of them in one conversation.
Maybe that's why she was completely quiet, because she had,
Right.
she just, what is she going to say? Yeah, I'm not losing my guys.
Yeah, what she should have said is hell yeah, get rid of them. And then gone and told Will and been like, hey guys, Will, Jen, Ian, and Ashley, they're trying to make a Silent 6 alliance up there. Let's make our own and get rid of these guys.
Which basically, because she was silent, she sort of, put the last nail in the coffin, for her, because then she's like, I'm going to leave you alone. And then she left the room. And then that's when is the Silent 6 form. The Silent 6 is Boogie, Dan, Danielle, Frank, Brittany, and Shane.
Yes.
And I loved how they all went the hand to their mouth and did a little, I mean, they're completely crazy.
And I love how
you lose your mind in that house, though.
you do lose your mind.
You really do.
How long is it total?
75 days we were in there.
76 days, I thought.
Oh.
I don't know. We lost count after day 30. Mm-hmm. And we practiced, and we still lost count.
Yeah.
Oh, because you can't write anything.
But
down.
It's 70, mid-70s.
Yeah.
So a long time. Twice as long as Survivor.
Yeah.
It is a long time. And it's I have to imagine too, this room sort of reminds me of Big Brother because there's not
It reminds me of our DR.
It does.
Right. Because there's not a cameraman in here focusing on you. If you're on Survivor, there's cameras following you around, and it seems like they're all sort of hidden, so you almost lose track of where you're even at.
And all the bright lights.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's why you have when you have a pimple and you're using a mirror, sometimes you forget it's double-sided.
There's a camera behind you.
That's
not
right.
cute.
That's right.
Do the lights ever come off at nighttime?
Yeah,
Well,
they dim.
They can dim, and you can turn them off in the bedrooms, but you can't turn off the main lights that are the emergency lights.
Looking back at your memories on Big Brother, what was each of your favorite memory on Big Brother?
Winning.
Winning competitions is the best part.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely why Janelle wanted to get back into the game because, she's already the most winningest player in Big Brother. And, for her, it was definitely a chance to, have a few more notches under her belt for the wins. And she deserved to win this season.
Oh, well. Well, one thing I was going to mention, too, just about your fans in general is Big Brother, Survivor, and Amazing Race. Those are like the top competition reality show. And just especially Big Brother and Survivor fans, they have a lot to say. They have a lot of comments, and they are out of control, basically, the fans.
Yeah.
I've been on the sites. I've seen your Twitter feeds and everything else. And one thing that we could use from your fans, too, is comments on our iTunes account for Big Brother. So when you log on to your iTunes, please just give us, we like a 5-star rating. We should be the #1 show on AfterBuzz TV. Don't you think?
Obviously. Like you have us
if you
on
guys
here.
want us to keep doing this.
Hello.
Yeah,
So,
hello.
so please give us a 5-star rating and leave us some comments. We really, really love to hear from you. We would love to, I know some of you guys are obsessed like Rachel and watch 24/7. So if we're missing something or if you see something crazy happen, leave us a message on there. We'll talk about it during the show, and we love hearing from you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about tonight's episode. Now that we're caught up.
The eviction.
So I've never seen a show with so much screaming, yelling, crying,
I almost
getting out of
cried.
control.
Yeah, she almost cried. Forget
really
watching
did,
the actual
yeah.
show.
Well, let's talk about the opening of the show. So first of all, Janelle comes out and she looks, how gorgeous does
Oh
she
my
look?
God,
Stunning.
gorgeous.
She
Stunning.
has
Stunning.
huge, hello.
Yeah. But everything about her is perfect. I
Yeah.
mean, her hair is perfect. Her makeup looks perfect. Beautiful.
Do you have a little girl crush on her?
I really do. I'm like,
Just a huge girl crush on her.
huge girl crush.
Well, she was great. So then
She's amazing.
tonight was like a big, turn of events, and you guys were so frustrated. What were you guys so frustrated about tonight?
Ooh.
I'm-
That we didn't have a twist to save Janelle,
Yes.
but we had a twist to save Frank last week. What the hell?
Yeah, that doesn't
I
seem
was
fair,
really
right?
hoping there would be a twist,
Jeez.
but I also, as a game fan, like a fan of the game, I'm glad there wasn't a twist because I know how it is, like when you're HOH and like these big moves that people try to pull and just playing the game in general. I hate when it's like a twist to save someone. Sometimes
Like
good,
last
sometimes
week.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I just loved like this episode. I couldn't stand that Danielle backdoor Janelle, and she thinks she's making this great game move, but it's not beneficial to Danielle's game
It's
at
not
all.
beneficial to the girls' team at all.
It's horrible to the Danielle's team.
So let's talk
Horrible.
opinions on Danielle.
Yeah, she's totally manipulated by Dan, Boogie. I mean,
Shane.
Basically,
Shane.
anyone that talks to her, right?
Yeah,
Anyone that
basically.
gives her attention, she'll follow.
Yeah. And that's the problem with her because if she gets power in her hands,
Which she's had a lot of power.
She's a puppet.
Right.
Exactly. She's had the power, but it's really been Dan and the controls.
Right. They're
so.
she's literally their puppet. You have
Right.
exactly right. So, going back to Janelle too. So Janelle comes out looking fierce and, she's obviously, not happy to be in this position. And, you're like, you're going to lose Frank or you're going to lose her. So, there
Right.
obviously was a lot of tension because, two good players. You said that he's probably the best player of the season so far. And,
And he'll continue to be until he wins.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And you love her. So, this was a really, really good, segment of the block. And, everyone went in and voted and it was 8-1.
I was dying.
You guys were praying. What were you guys hoping for?
I was hoping it would be a 4-3.
I was hoping for any loyalty for
Yeah.
anyone
Who
from
did you think
Janelle's
was
team.
Who did you think was going to be loyal? Because you mentioned.
Do you know what? Well, obviously Ashley, which I think if Ashley and Ian and
Trixie played some tricks.
Jen, if Ashley, Ian, Jen, and Joe could have voted, then that would keep her in the house, right? It was a 4-3 this week, or was it
Ashley,
8-1? 9. So they would have needed one more person.
Right.
So, but if they could have convinced Dan, and if Dan is like, I don't know if he would have flip flopped, but I think they could have. pulled it
Dan
off.
got so excited that he's gonna be the next Dr. Will in the Boogie and Will thing. Like, I don't even get that. Like,
I don't think he does though.
when Boogie went up there and said it, he was so excited.
Really?
Like, did he not see that? Like, I mean, he was like straight up, yeah.
I
Boogie
think
was
it's
telling him
like-
like, oh, I just met Dan, 30
Yeah.
days ago. We're friends from before this. You didn't see this part?
I saw
She
that.
didn't watch enough live
no,
feeds.
I saw that, but I
you're
think
missing the live feeds because you
It's-
only watch the live feeds, right?
I do, yeah. I watch the live feeds. I'm a supporter of that.
me too.
You don't watch the actual show when it airs.
No, it gets confusing.
Really?
Yeah, because you kind of want to know what's really going on. So
That's true.
I generally watch
and
the
the live
live
feeds. You get so much more of what's really going on.
yeah.
Like the whole Ashley or the whole whatever Shane Danielle showmance. Like he doesn't like her.
He doesn't like her at all. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
He's just using her.
Yeah.
Right, totally.
What was the big this week in particular? What was the big live feed? Because I saw on Twitter people were going crazy about a lot of things that happened.
Backdooring Janelle.
They were dying about the live feed.
Dying about backdooring Janelle. When this whole plan was hatched, everyone was like, "What are they doing?" And for Danielle to do this, it makes no sense to her game, because what's going to happen is Danielle's going to be first of all, Boogie and Dan and Frank are going to get rid of Shane as fast as they can. I wouldn't be surprised if Shane's nominated this week.
Then Danielle doesn't have a safety net.
No, they're going to get rid of him because he's a strong player. And they don't want Shane in this game against Frank. Frank is Boogie's strong player. So Frank is going to keep Boogie around. I mean, Boogie's going to keep Frank around because Frank can win stuff for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But get rid of Shane immediately, because when Frank can't win, who is he going to have? You know what I mean?
Right.
They're going to make side alliances. Boogie is a genius at this game. I mean,
He's great, isn't he?
He's great.
It's so funny. He is so confident too. He walks in the room like
I'll just say it was a really smart move for him to get rid of Janelle.
It was a genius for him to get rid of Janelle.
I won't jump in on the whole great thing.
It's what he's wanted to do. But I mean, he comes in and he's dressed a little ridiculous. So he comes in, he has this whole aura to him that like I think throws everybody else off, because you're scared to like even like talk to him. And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, plus he's Mike Boogie from season,
He's a veteran.
He's a veteran and All-Stars.
Won
He's
All-Stars,
played the game
so he
twice.
definitely...
He's never won though, right?
He won All-Stars.
Oh,
he
he
won
did win
All-Stars.
All-Stars. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, and he
He's
won
a little
All-Stars by
intimidating.
playing the same game he's playing now.
He's definitely a little cocky for sure. So
Oh,
that definitely,
with every right.
it's like,
Yeah.
of course, it gets a little out of control. But I think what Janelle's biggest mistake was that she didn't like try to scramble after she left that meeting. I can't imagine
agree.
she left feeling good leaving that
No,
room,
she
because
should
it was
have-
she stayed.
But you know what? It was obvious to her. She's not an idiot. Like, she can tell that, Boogie is obviously going to talk to Dan, and Dan's a sucker. He flat out said, like, oh, Janelle's talking to Frank. We don't have to worry about it. But then he turns around and talks to Boogie, and it's like, boom, then there's a deal.
I think if Janelle would have gotten in heads of like Will, Ian, Ashley, Jen, she would have had a lot more of a chance to stay in the game.
So walking out of that room after you're silent and you're probably crushed or whatever, what would have been if you were playing the game? What would have been the first person you would have talked to?
Will. I would have gone to Will, because I know he's a gossip, and I would have gone and been like, Will, did you know that they're trying to get me to kick you out? Like, they want me to drop you. And Will would have gone and been like, what the hell? And like, it could have started all this drama. So you can get, Joe's already on your side. You can get Will to turn against them. What you have to do in Big Brother is turn people against each other.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to like stir the pot and like cause a little bit of fires everywhere and sort of deflect any attention
Exactly. You have to stir the pot, and you have to be like, I was in there quiet and Boogie is scheming this master plan. Then Danielle may have actually turned it around and backdoored Boogie.
Well, so it ended up being, Janelle exited the house.
Yeah, I know. I'm still waiting
Sad.
for my phone to ring. That's why I keep checking it.
Poor Janelle, she's
Waiting
gone.
for the rescue call.
I know. We keep thinking that she's gonna get back in, but she's done. And what did you guys
not
think
fair.
of Boogie came on the screen and he basically said, "Don't blame
Ew.
anybody else. This was me. It was in your face." He lifted his shirt. It was very aggressive.
I hated him for doing that, but I also have to give him props for making good TV.
I mean, he did a smart move by him and
makes
his
good
alliance
TV,
by
yeah.
getting Janelle out, because
did a smart move
she
for
would have
him.
gone for him personally too. So
And Frank, which is his little toy.
and Frank, but really, I mean, Frank, it's just stupid. Frank's a good player. Like, it doesn't make sense not to get him out. That's like
Right.
saying, okay, like Brendan, like if you're not
Yeah.
working with Brendan, like why would he be in the house? He's
Exactly.
gonna kill the
And
competition.
this is Frank's second HOH, and they're going to keep him in the house, and they're going to keep keeping him in the house. It's
Right.
Yeah.
These players make no sense. They're just not thinking about game. They're thinking about, I don't know what they're thinking
I
about.
mean, even in the HOH competition, Frank only had to go up twice to
Right.
win it.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
no one
I
even
Let's just talk
picked
about that real
him.
quick. Let's
Let's
talk about
talk
the
about
HOH.
the
They're
Okay.
just scared.
First of all, the challenge. What was the challenge?
The
It was
knockout.
describe a competition that
Hey guys,
happened.
before you guys get into it, I have Kara on the line.
Yay!
Oh, Kara, welcome to AfterBuzz. How are
Hey,
you?
Kara.
Kara,
How are you guys doing?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
You're good. You're here with
Good.
Rachel, Porsche, and Ryan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're
Good.
fantastic. Thanks for joining us.
calling.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Well, Rachel has a question for you.
Oh my God, I have a million. So first of all, what do you think about the coaches competition, or about the coaches coming into the game this season? Because that was a huge reason why you were one of the people that left.
I'm bummed. I'm bummed with the whole coach's twist because it's kind of what got me nominated and evicted, and I think I could have gotten to go back on, but with the whole new coach's twist that they did, I didn't get to even go back in the house. So I'm kind of bummed.
Yeah, that is sad. I think it's hard when you play with the vets, right? I mean, last year I was the vet, so I was happy. But as a new player going into the game, you know, and especially with you having Dan as your coach, and they're thinking, let's get out Dan, you're going to have a huge target. Is that kind of how you felt?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in the beginning, Janelle and Brittany obviously teamed up immediately, so they kind of formed an alliance. So then they were obviously after, you know, Dan and Boogie's teams, and they were going to put one of us up from each team to kind of pin us against each other. So it definitely put a target on my back because Dan is a great player. They were all just terrified of him. So we were worried about that, you know, just because he was my coach.
So coming into this, were you a big fan of Big Brother?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you from? Where's your hometown?
I'm originally from Florida, Orlando, Florida.
Oh, nice.
We were just in Orlando.
We were all just in celebration.
Yeah, we did.
I think I read that somewhere that you guys were all there, and I'm like, I wish I was there.
I know.
Next
You
year,
have to come next
exactly.
year. We go every year it's a little reality convention for Give Kids the World. It's a great organization.
It's a great cause.
It's a charity in a reality convention.
Well, what did I say?
Awesome.
Reality
I want
convention?
to do it.
I haven't eaten.
Hey, Kara, so I have another question. What is, like, how did you feel coming into the house? Because I know you're obviously Playmate of the Year, which is awesome.
Hello.
Hello,
Very,
girl,
very
work
nice.
it. But did you feel like that kind of put a target on your back being so beautiful that people are like, oh my God, she's the hot girl?
Good
like,
question.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel that. I didn't get that vibe. I mean, unless they talked about it behind my back. I definitely didn't feel like that's why they nominated me or voted me out. But, I mean, I don't know.
She's not as shallow as Cassie. She wouldn't think that.
That's true.
So looking back at this, do you have any regrets? Would you have done anything differently?
Of course. I mean, you always, like, go over everything in your head and, like, you know, you're like, I wish I had done this. I wish I had done this. But, I mean, I really can't. You can't do that. I can't, I don't know.
Well,
I could say a million things I wish I could change, but you can't do it. It's kind of done. It's over with, and you just have to move on.
What do you think of your fellow teammates' decision there to backdoor Janelle?
Oh, I don't know. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's probably a smart decision because she's a damn good player, and she deserves to win. So it's probably smart because she probably would have won HOH, and she would have been in the game a long time. So maybe as far as a game move, it's smart. It sucks because I think she's amazing, and I would have loved to see her do really well.
Yeah.
She is one of the best Big Brother players ever.
Yeah,
I think we're all
totally.
fans.
We want to know what your opinion is on Boogie.
Oh, Boogie. You know, I just, you know, on a personal level, he was cool. Like, he was different than I thought he would be, but I just don't trust him. I could never trust him in that game, and I've told him that several times. I'm like, in here, I don't trust you. Maybe outside of here, we can be friends, but.
It's probably a smart decision.
Who do you think is going to go on now to win the game?
What's your prediction?
Yeah.
Who's going to win?
Who's your money on?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't know who will win. I feel like because it changes on a dime in that house. But I mean, I would maybe Dan or Ian.
Oh,
Really?
Those are good predictions.
Yeah, I like those.
Well, Kara,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us. Where can people find you? Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. It's just twitter.com/Kara Monaco.
I thought you were just gonna say twitter.com.
Yeah,
Twitter.com/ you could just say your username and we'll find
Oh,
you.
you're so cute. I'm so glad you're part of the Big Brother family.
Yeah, welcome to the little
Thank
reality
you.
family. And all that really matters at the end of the day is that you looked gorgeous on TV.
That's true, girl. You worked it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
I'm a
you're-
huge fan of you guys. So.
You're in the club, and thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thanks for
Bye.
having me.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
She's so
Yeah,
sweet,
I
right?
love her.
Very, very sweet.
Have you guys
I
met
wish
her
she
yet,
would-
or did you guys just...
I haven't met her yet, but I wish
Not
she would have
yet.
played longer.
Yeah,
I would have liked
we
to
linked
see
up
her
outside
play.
the house
I think
now.
she would have been good at strategizing.
Yeah, we love a beautiful girl at the end because they always can work the
Duh.
boys too. I mean,
I know. I
hello.
thought she had it too. I'm like, she had like the black and blue dress for her eviction, and that's what I wore. I wore a black and blue dress my first week.
she's gonna come in and.
I knew she would. I thought the
Really?
girls would try to get rid of. I thought Danielle for sure because she's seems petty, but
Right.
I thought like my opinion was because Danielle and Kara were friends. Or is it Kara or Kara?
Cara.
I think we're all
Okay,
confused.
I'm
now.
sorry. But they were friends. But I
We're just
thought
confusing us.
once Danielle wanted that showmance with Shane, she did not want any other girl. Like she was talking
But that
about.
helped her because, you know, she was annoying before. She kind of needed to latch on to someone. So, I mean, she would have just annoyed the rest of the house, like had she not latched on to Frank or Shane.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably
anyways,
helped her.
so going back to the HOH competition.
I love
so,
the roll eyes.
Did I roll my eyes?
You
Anyways,
did.
Yeah.
you know, it's just so hot in here with all these
Right.
lights, but thank God we look gorgeous. So, anyways, the competition is sort of, they have to describe a competition that happened in the past by the lyrics of the song.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
rock
knockout.
and roll song. That was
Right.
pretty cool.
I thought it was hard.
It was hard.
I would-
Oh my
I
god.
would've-
Yeah, and
I-
Janelle would have killed it.
I kind of got them all wrong.
Probably would have.
Yeah,
I
she
She
know.
would have.
You guys both got it wrong, actually. We were playing
The
with
first
them.
one,
yeah.
we would have got knocked out first.
So what did you guys think of, how about Boogie? He hit the buzzer before the song even started.
Because he didn't want to win. He wants Frank to win. Because he's Boogie.
Yeah.
He's not going to win HOH because he doesn't have to, and then he can play in the next HOH. He's really smart.
Right.
He's a really good game player. I mean, Boogie's probably the best game player in this season.
Yeah, he's puppeteering the show, but then he
He's
has like
totally-
little Frank down there, like, you know, doing
And,
all the strong work.
I mean, he is really with the right person because, you know,
Oh,
Frank.
100%.
Frank is getting the most
Easily.
airtime. But B, he's also like, he's either at the bottom on the block or he's HOH. He's
Right.
only one of there. He's not been,
Yeah.
not one
Right.
during one
I
of the
lived a
weeks.
Frank last year.
Yeah, Frank's gonna steal her speech.
I
As I
know.
said, like he's going to win $500,000.
I would be shocked. They're not going to get rid of him. I just feel like this is what's going to happen. They're just going to keep him in the game.
Until
and,
they can't get rid of him.
Right. And then they're not going to be able to get rid of him.
That's gonna happen.
Well,
our
And he makes great TV, so I'm kind of loving it.
another thing that I thought was interesting was the highlight video. You know, Ian is getting a lot of camera time too. Like he must be
I
really,
love
he's very
him.
marketable. Obviously we have, you know, a
So
crush on him too.
adorable.
But like him and Ashley, they showed his mom and that was so, they're like so cute, like so teen,
How
like
cute
Ian.
are they?
They're
I
totally
know.
cute.
They were very
Where are
cute.
they from?
I-
You were saying Screen Midwest or something.
No, they were from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they were from Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, talking about how he's like a fan since he was 10 years old. Like it's
Yes.
kind of cute. Like when you're watching a show and then you're like, oh yeah, you know, like people have been watching it since they were 10.
Right.
Like it's kind of cool.
It's just
like,
crazy. I mean, 14 seasons is crazy, right?
He was 10 when Boogie went in the house the first time.
I mean,
yeah,
That's so cute,
exactly.
though, right?
And then he's
So
like, now
cute.
Boogie's my coach.
it
Yeah.
doesn't. It's also cute that you know he's dressed, you know, as a dog, and you
Oh
know
my
he's
God,
running
he's
around
so
completely
cute.
nude. I mean, he's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's crazy.
I
I
mean, a
love
little,
Only
nu-
thing-
little
only-
nudity goes a long way.
Exactly.
That's
Only
true.
thing I didn't like is when he did pick the dog suit, he was like, oh, I already got $3,000. I don't want to be greedy. And it's like, dude, you're there to win $500,000, right? Or are you just there for the fun of it and like to dress up like a dog and
Which
eat
that's an
slop?
interesting point too, because you know I also think watching some of these shows, some people are in it just to make it to the end, and some people are there to win. Which I think that
Yeah.
I think other players assume everyone's there to win, and I
Exactly,
think that's
but-
their mistake sometimes because you're like, oh, this person might do whatever, but they're just trying to be on TV as long
Like
as possible.
one mole or something is fun, but like I think there should be like more like competitors in the
Right.
game. You know, it's
Right.
just
Who doesn't want to win?
Right.
And I was there. I played every
people
single
that are
day on
happy
my
with
show to
$3,000
win.
and a dog suit.
Well, now
apparently.
I would like to know this week. I mean, obviously, Boogie's going to get in Frank's ear.
Save your
Sorry.
predictions. Save your predictions. Let's go in and do a little
My
bit.
bad. I'm so bad.
Let's do a little bit
You
of
guys
music.
wanna take
gossip.
I'm like-
oh wait,
You guys want to take calls now?
yeah, let's take some
Yeah.
calls.
Sure.
Hello. I love calls.
Me too.
Are you there, sir, ma'am?
Super young fan.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV. Are you there?
Hey, this is Corey. Yeah.
Hey, Corey.
Oh my God, Rachel!
Oh my God, Corey.
Rachel Reilly.
Woo! Corey.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. What did you think about tonight's episode?
I think it sucks that Janelle's gone.
I know.
It totally sucks.
Totally.
It's
All
not
right,
cute.
hey,
I hope
Portia.
you're- Hi. How are you?
Oh my God. No, it's like the game is going to go one of two ways, and I totally agree with you. I think Ian is taking the cake.
Yes.
Totally. Because he put himself in a position where he's in an alliance of 6, and no matter what side of the house wins power, he's not the threat on either side.
That's so true.
Yeah.
He's going to coast all the way to the end.
That is so true. And nobody wants to ever get rid of him because he's so cute.
Yeah, I mean, he knows the game inside and out, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's going to take the cake. And I honestly, though, I kind of want to see a little non-literal bloodbath going on.
All
I
right.
kind of want to see, I
get
want
some
to see
violence.
Frank put up Danielle and Shane, or at least backdoor Danielle.
Yeah. Oh my
I
God.
want to see that
backdoor
alliance
Danielle.
crumble immediately.
I think it's going to, well, I can save my predictions.
No,
But,
you can say. You can say.
okay, I think they'll crumble this week because I don't trust Boogie and Frank. They're going to turn on their alliance. But I
For
agree
sure
with
they're
you.
gonna try to get
If
out
they-
Shane.
I hope they get out Shane. But if they don't, I mean, I hope they do. I hope they go after him for good TV. But if they don't, like, It's going to be like Camp Big Brother. Like, what is that? Camp Big Brother. This is not summer camp. We are not all best friends singing Kumbaya.
Yeah, they do not have golden keys. They're supposed to compete.
Well, anyone who's that naive usually ends up going, right?
That's true. Well, no, not
Well,
Ian.
and the big twist of it all is there's only 5 Thursdays left, but there's 11 people in that house. Are they going to have like 3 double evictions back to back to back?
Is there really 11 people?
Yeah, I mean,
only
it
5
ends the
Thursdays.
finale of September 19th.
Yeah.
September
So
19th.
that's 5 weeks. Like, what are they going to do? It's like your
That's
last
true.
season. I mean, we kind of got Jordan and Kalia out in 1 week, kind of like 2 in 1 week, not really a double eviction. But
Yeah,
what
was
are they
a
going
fun
to
Jeff
do?
and Danielle, yeah.
That is true. That's a good point. I mean, that is a huge issue because you're 100% right. They've had so many people right now that they have 5 evictions left. And the players aren't playing like there's 5 weeks left. They're playing like...
They're going to let Frank just pick the people he wants to evict this week.
Yeah, they're just going
They're just going to say, Frank, just get rid of a couple of them.
Just hit it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Take out 10, Frank.
Well, thank you for calling, and I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yay, thanks for calling,
Would you have loved to
Corey.
see Rachel and Portia as coaches next season?
Oh, of course. All stars.
All
Biggest
stars.
coaches, all
Yeah.
stars.
Bring them
All
on.
stars too, straight up.
Well, thanks for calling.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling.
What's that in the background?
No idea.
That's our caller. Caller, turn down your live feed.
Do we have a new caller? Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
welcome to AfterBuzz TV. You're on air
Hello.
with Ryan, Rachel, and Portia. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm good. Do you have a question for Rachel or Portia about the game, or anything to add?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you guys were coaches this season, which 3 house guests would you have picked?
Good
question.
question. I love you.
Round of applause.
Yay. What's your name?
Devin.
Hey, Devin.
Hi.
I would have picked Ian, Ashley, and now that I see how they play, I think Frank, because
Yeah.
he's like a golden child.
What about you, Portia?
I probably would have gone with Shane and Kara and probably Ian too.
I would have just had Shane because he's so cute.
Yeah. Well, that's why he
I
was
just want
automatically
Shane.
on there.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the season so far, and about tonight?
Well, I actually was hoping Janelle would stay and
Me
that
too.
Frank would go
Weren't we
home. I
all?
mean, like, I really like Janelle, and I mean, third time I thought hopefully she would make it. And I think that, like, Frank is pretty, like, overrated. And,
Yeah. But someone likes him.
Apparently. In the house, they like him. I mean, he is like untouchable. Every week, they're like, let's get rid of Frank. And then all of a sudden, Frank's on, staying in the
He's
house.
working it
always
out.
the house guest.
Well, thank you for calling. We really appreciate it.
Yay, thank you.
yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Bye.
Make sure you leave some comments on iTunes.
Do we have anyone else?
Yes, we do.
All right,
Nice.
bring on the
Of
caller.
course we
Hello,
do.
caller. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How are you?
hello.
You're with Ryan, Rachel, and Portia. What's your
Hey.
name and where are you calling from?
I'm Mason, and I'm from Alabama.
Hey,
Hey,
Mason.
All right, what do you think of tonight's episode? What do you have any questions for Rachel or Portia?
I would just like to say that I'm sick and tired of seeing Boogie get everything he wants because I'm sick and tired of seeing his ego go up and up.
Here,
That is
here.
true.
Agreed.
And as a fan, I hated to see Janelle go, but strategic-wise, I think it was a good move for the
Over
players in
Frank? What
A
kind
lot
of
of fans
fan
are saying that. A
you?
lot of fans are
Yeah.
saying Janelle should hit
It was
it.
a good move for like Boogie and for a lot of other players because Janelle is a strong player.
Right.
But if you're on her team, I mean, I would have kept her. But I also
Yeah.
have a girl crush.
Who's your favorite person on the show, Mason?
I'd have to say Ashley, just
I
because
love her.
I love the way she's playing the whole dumb girl
Yeah.
role.
You're right. She's great, right?
She's
good at it.
amazing.
We like her.
She's so fun.
Well, Mason, thank you so much for calling and adding your 2 cents.
Yay, thanks, Mason.
Bye-bye. Are we got a lot more.
We'll take 3 more.
All right, 3 more.
Ooh.
Hello,
Let's
caller.
work
We
it.
got lots of callers today. Hey, caller, are you there? Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you for calling AfterBuzz. You're with Ryan, Rachel, and Portia. What's your name and where are you calling from? I'm like Larry King.
Is this the real Rachel?
Yes, it's the real Rachel.
What's your name, babe?
Oh my God. My name is Lily.
Hey, Lily.
Hey,
Hi.
Hi.
She loves you.
So cute.
Spill your heart. Are you okay? Oh, you're so
Lily,
cute.
you're so cute. Well, thank you for calling in.
That is adorable.
Lily, come on. This is your opportunity.
Yes.
Take a deep
Any
breath.
questions?
Take a deep breath. What do you want to say to Rachel?
The radio or what is this?
It's a radio.
You can see this. You're
Oh my God.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
we
see
are-
Rachel
we
answering
are-
back to you if you can ask a question.
AfterBuzzTV.com.
Yeah,
Oh my
AfterBuzzTV.com. We're also on iTunes. You can see us too. You can hear this back. What do you have to say to Rachel?
I love you, Rachel. Oh my God, I love you.
Thank you.
13. Oh my God, I want to dye my hair red because of you.
Well, work it, girl. I'm sure you're gonna look
my
so hot
God.
as a redhead.
Wow, that's a
We'll,
compliment
That
right
is a huge
there.
compliment.
we'll retweet that for sure.
I will retweet that.
Well, thank you so much for calling. I'm glad we were able to make your dreams come
Yay.
true.
You.
Yeah, so
Thank
check it
you.
check it out though, Lily, at the AfterBuzz TV, so you can see
Sadly,
this.
I'm not old enough to be on Big Brother yet, so.
Well, maybe one day.
When you're 21, girl, you get on that show and you win it with your red hair.
And Lily, we'll be back every week. We'll be back
I
every
will.
week.
I'll do it for you.
Yay, thank you. And sign up for, or not sign up, but make a comment about us on iTunes.
Yes.
Please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
That was so cute.
That was
So cute.
adorable.
I love her.
All right, do we have another caller? Are you there?
Hi, yes.
Hey.
Hi, you're on air on
Oh my
AfterBuzz
God.
TV with
Are
Rachel
you- is this
Porsche.
really Rachel?
It's Rachel. It's really Rachel.
Hey.
What's your name and where are
Oh
you
my
calling
God.
from?
Oh, you're kidding me. Are you serious?
It
I swear.
is. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
I'm Gunner. I'm calling from
Hey, Gunnar.
Hey, Gunner.
Okay,
Gunnar, you're
I'm
making me
such
blush.
a big fan of you guys.
Oh, thank you.
What do you got to say to Rachel?
Well, first of all, Rachel, I've watched every on both of your seasons. I've watched you on Amazing Race. I think you're
Yay,
amazing.
Thank you.
My question for you guys is, what do you think that Janelle could have done differently?
Good question. I think she's such a huge target going into the game anyways. I think she could have maybe not been as as vocal about not liking Frank because
Or
Frank and
Boogie.
or Boogie. Like if she wasn't as vocal about it, she might have saved herself another week, but she was, I mean, like she admitted it. She said she's such a huge target. It was either now or in 2 weeks.
She
you
got
know?
herself in trouble by opening her mouth and not opening her mouth.
Right,
so it's like
exactly.
she needed to find a
She's
nice
damned
medium.
if she did, damned if she
Yeah.
didn't.
It just wasn't her week. Well,
Cool.
who's your favorite player in the game?
This season?
Yeah.
Well, I really want Brittany to win.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Really?
I think that she is really strategic, and I think that she can win as long as she keeps in her alliance with Shane, Danielle, and those guys.
Well, she needs a makeup from season 12, right?
Well, thank you.
I-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That season.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you so much for calling.
I have one more question.
Oh,
I have
one more question.
It's for Portia.
Oh, well, here we
Okay.
go.
Portia,
Let's see.
you're really good friends with Janelle, right?
Yes.
What would be your advice to her if you were a coach?
Oh man, if I were a coach, we would have just run the house. Let's just say that.
Let's just break that down.
We'll just put that out there. But no, I probably would have suggested having a coaches alliance a little bit stronger. Just with the theory that we were going to get back in the game, like she probably should have squashed the beef with Boogie a little bit earlier, and
Right.
that way,
it's not like a news flash. It's like there's a possibility that could have happened.
Exactly, yeah. She kind of just hated him strong the whole time. I probably would have faked it and, just had her put on a,
Fake
fake
it till you
smile.
make it.
Yeah.
Big duh.
Portia was good at that last year.
Well, thank you for calling. We
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yes.
Thank you for calling AfterBuzz. You're on air with Ryan, Portia, and Rachel. And where are you calling from, and what's your name?
Sweet. My name is Kelly. I'm from Florida.
Hey,
All
Kelly.
right. Hey, Kelly. That's like going to be our thing all
I know, it
season.
should be our
Oh my
thing.
God, that's the two of
So,
you.
Kelly, what's your question?
Oh my God, I don't even know where to begin. Okay, first of all, for Rachel, I'm a live feeder. And
Me too.
First of all, I'm disgusted with Danielle. Sorry, I just can't stand her. But
Seriously,
having-
if I had to watch her eat another Twizzler like a cow.
Oh
Sorry.
Right, I can't handle it. I can't. So, how do you feel, Rachel, about her comparing her and her no man
Oh my God.
to Brentford?
I know. I was
know,
shocked.
man.
Well, when I saw that, I was like, she thinks she's Brenchel. And
Hello.
hello.
And there is
Hello.
no other Brenchel.
There's no other Brenchel.
Have you seen Brennan?
Yeah, that's true. Brendan is hot.
He's a hottie.
And then she went on. Shane was like, "Well, nobody no, we're not like Brenchel because people didn't like them." And she's like, "Oh, you're right. We're like Gijo." I'm like, they are not Jeff and Jordan.
Not on my watch.
Well, kind of. I mean, Shane doesn't really like Danielle at all.
But Jeff,
but he's so obsessed with her because she knows she's amazing.
oh my God. And I think, like, the thing is with Shane, it's like, it's to his advantage right now to actually, like, I think to work with Danielle. But, I mean, after the show, I don't even know. Maybe they'll be friends. I wish them the best.
Well, she'll fly to Vermont. So.
I'm sure long distance is in their future.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your call. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Was that it, Phil?
That was the last allotted caller.
All right.
right.
All right. We appreciate your calls. And
Yay,
guys, you can
thanks,
call
guys.
in
Yeah,
every
that was
week.
fun.
I mean,
It was fun.
We love hearing from all the fans.
I
It's so
love
great.
gossiping about Big Brother.
All right. Well, let's go into news and gossip.
News and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
We got special effects here, Portia.
I know.
Every time there's
I
special
like
effects,
it.
Portia's like, what's happening?
I know. Like, this is interesting.
So real quick, I read in Entertainment Weekly this week that CBS is moving forward with their Glass House lawsuit.
Crazy.
I know.
I think.
Is that show still on?
Exactly.
Let me tell you something what they said real quick. It
Glass
said
House.
that both shows feature an obligatory older and openly gay player and showmances, which that they're alleging that belongs to Big Brother. And I beg to differ that happens on almost every reality
Wow,
television.
really?
Wow.
So I thought that was a little strange. And my opinion on this too is, I mean, granted, it is a very similar show. I never saw The Glass House, but I would say, well, what is the view and the talk? It's sort of, it's just, there's a lot of, plagiarism.
I think the difference here is that they stole
Late Show, the
half
Late Show.
of their production.
Right,
So that to me is kind of a slap in the face.
right.
So I don't know. I mean, Glass House, I think they get 1 million viewers, maybe. They got a 0.5 last week in their rating.
They're
Yeah.
getting more publicity from the lawsuit than they were getting on the
I mean,
show.
Glass House, let's break it down, is probably not coming back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
You know what I'm
to
gonna
be
do for you guys? I'm gonna get some of our Glass House hosts to come in one week and we'll have a debate.
That's a great idea.
Please
Yeah,
do.
because
That would be
we
awesome.
cover the Glass House here. That would be
We do. Oh,
fantastic.
that would
That
be
is
amazing.
funny.
That would be
Because,
amazing.
I mean, honestly, ratings, like, they're at a 0.5, for 18 to 49, and then they're getting about 1.3 million, if that.
Well, let's wear
weekly.
Big Brother t-shirts and make it wear the Glass
Let's
House
do
t-shirts.
it.
Although
So-
my show was on ABC, but whatever.
Well,
Let's get into
Yeah.
predictions.
yeah, prediction. This is my favorite part.
There's no sound effects for that. There we go.
Look at this lighting
Now,
effects and
Right,
everything.
Your
lightning.
AfterBuzz TV.
So, Rachel, what's your predictions?
Oh my God, dying right now. Okay. Prediction. So what's going to happen this week, Boogie is going to get in Frank's ear. Frank is going to nominate Shane and maybe Joe. The house is either going to hate on Joe so much they're going to vote him out because nobody likes him. I know, I'm done. But anyways, I think they're going to try to get out Shane.
I feel like this is our speech before I was evicted.
It is.
This is the final HOH
How long did that
speech.
go on, by the way?
You
20
talked
minutes.
forever, and
I know.
they were
Julie's
like,
you gotta go.
Yeah,
Yeah, she talks a lot.
10 seconds, Portia. Good luck.
Portia, what's your prediction?
My prediction is the same. I mean, the Frank and Boogie Alliance are about to run this house, so I think they're gonna probably either try to backdoor Shane, not make it that obvious, maybe go with Will and Joe up on the block, but that's what I think.
My prediction is I think there's going to be a Boogie shakeup. I think that he is just rubbing some of the people the wrong way, and I think eventually,
Really?
maybe not this next week, but maybe the week after, I think he's going to be the next to go.
Oh, really?
Well,
I
that's just
also, they could go after Brittany because she's a coach. She's not Dan, so they're not going to go after Dan. Obviously,
she was
Boogie's safe.
close to winning this.
She was close to
HOH.
winning, so they could go after Brittany.
There we go. We love all the sound effects.
No,
here.
I love this sound. This is my favorite part.
Well, guys, thank you for watching, and thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you for
We're so glad
having
to have
us.
you on our first inaugural Big Brother broadcast.
I
Where can
know.
people find you again on Twitter, Rachel?
At Rachel E. Reilly on Twitter.
And how about you, Portia?
At Portia L. Briggs.
All right, and I am Ryan A. Carrillo, and thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
And you guys tell them about the different time slot.
Oh, so next week our show is actually going to be on Fridays, and I believe we're doing it at 11 a.m. So we're
Bright-eyed
gonna have
and bushy-tailed
and just so you
people.
know, we are going to have all of the cast members when they get evicted each week, either in the studio or on the phone. So we have some really, really great guests coming up. So please tune in and
Stay
help make us
tuned.
#1 again on iTunes. Give us 5 stars and leave
5
us some
stars.
comments. And we can't wait to hear from you. And thank you all for calling in. We had a lot of calls
That was
today.
so
and it was so
fun.
fun. We love
Oh my
talking
God,
to
I
all the
love
Yes,
friends.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
Yay.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.